Today we will continue chapter 1 real numbers. We are going to do exercise 1.3. In class 9 we learned rational numbers and irrational numbers. The number which cannot be expressed in p by q form, where p and q are integers and q not equal to 0. They are called irrational numbers. Irrational number. Number which cannot be expressed. Number which cannot be expressed in p by q form, where p and q are integers and q not equal to 0. They are called irrational numbers. Example for irrational number: root 2, root 3, root 5, root 7, root 11, etc. Square root of p, where p is a prime number. So these numbers are always irrational numbers. Square root of p, where p is a prime number, that is irrational number. Reason: when we convert this number into decimal form, it is non-terminating, not repeating decimal. Non-terminating, not repeating decimal. Example: 1.7314 1.73 773 7773 77773, etc. So this is non-terminating, not repeating decimal. We cannot convert this decimal into p by q form. So this is irrational number because it cannot be expressed in p by q form. So non-terminating, not repeating decimals are irrational numbers. That decimal cannot be expressed in p by q form. So when we convert these all numbers into decimal form, we get non-terminating, not repeating decimals. It cannot be expressed in p by q form. Therefore, these all numbers are irrational numbers. Then another irrational number, pi. The decimal form of pi is non-terminating, not repeated decimal. So this is an example for irrational number. Today we are going to learn how to prove root 2, root 3, root 5, root 7, etc. are irrational numbers. Before that, we need to learn one theorem. Its proof is not important, but the statement is important. Theorem 1.3. Let p be a prime number. Let p be a prime number if p divides a square, then p divides a, where a is a non-negative integer, where a is a positive integer, where a is a positive integer. So here the theorem: p is a prime number if p divides a square, then p divides a, where a is a positive integer. A can be any positive integer and p can be a prime number. And if p divides a square, that means, example, 2 is a prime number. 2 divides 10 square. 10 square is 100. 2 divides 100. If 2 divides 10 square, then we can say 2 divides 10. So here 10 square, 2 divides 10 square, or 2 divides 100. That means when we divide 100 by 2, remainder 0. Then here 2 divides 10. So when we divide 10 by 2, remainder 0. So 2 divides 10 square implies 2 divides 10. Another example: 3 divides 27 square. So 27 square, 3 is 27 square, that number is divisible by 3, implies 3 divides 27. Or 2 divides 20 square. 20 square is 400. 400 is divisible by 2. Therefore, we can say 2 divides 20. 20 also divisible by 2. That is the theorem. So the statement of theorem is important here. Let p be a prime number if p divides a square, then p divides a, where a is a positive integer and p is a prime number. So by using that theorem, we can prove root 2, root 3, etc. are irrational numbers. So first we are going to prove root 2 is irrational. Prove that square root of 2 is irrational. Prove that square root of 2 is irrational. Proof. So we are going to prove root 2 is irrational. In this question, first we are going to start with an assumption. Root 2 is a rational number. We are going to prove root 2 is a rational number, but we will begin with an assumption root 2 is a rational number. Then we will write some steps based on that assumption root 2 is a rational number. Then all the steps are mathematically correct. Then at the end we get a contradiction. When we get a contradiction, here all the steps are correct, but we get one contradiction. So the reason we are getting a contradiction, the steps are correct. So if you get a contradiction, then that means the statement, our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is root 2 is a rational number. If the statement is wrong, then root 2 will be irrational number, because real numbers are only two categories, rational or irrational. If it is not rational, then it will be irrational. If it is not irrational, then it will be a rational number. So that is the method. So first we are going to write the assumption. Assume that root 2 is a rational number. Root 2 is rational. If root 2 is rational, then we can write a root 2 in p by q form or a by b form, where a and b are integers and b not equal to 0. So here a and b are integers and b not equal to 0. And when we cancel numerator and denominator, we get simplified form. So here 10 divided by 20, p by q form. So when we cancel, we will get 1 by 2. So this is the simplified form. In 1 by 2, we don't have a common factor other than 1. So we can say that 1 and 2 are co-primes. So 3 upon 7, 3 and 7 are co-primes because they do not have any common factor other than 1. So 3 and 7 are common co-primes. Similarly, if we divide 30 upon 60, 3 upon 6, then one more time 1 upon 2. So 1 and 2 are co-primes, a simplified form. Similarly, a by b is the simplified form. If a by b is the simplified form, then we can say that where a and b are co-primes. Co-primes. That means no common factor other than 1. Where a and b are co-primes. That is no common factor. No common factor other than 1. So 1 is the common factor here. So they are co-primes. Then root 2 is equal to a by b. Now we can cross multiply. Therefore root 2b is equal to a. Then squaring. Squaring both the sides. Root 2 square, that is squaring. Root 2 square, that is 2b square is equal to a square. Squaring both the sides. 2b square equal to a square. Then here 2b square equal to a square. So 2 into 10 is equal to 20. So we can say that 2 divides 20, because when we divide 20 by 10, the remainder 2 divides 2 into 10 is equal to 20. So we can say that 2 and 10 are the factors of 20. So 2 divides 20. That means when we divide 20 by 2, remainder will be 0. Similarly, 2 into 3 is equal to 6. So we can say 3 divides 6 or 2 divides 6. 2 into 4 into 2 into 3 into 24. So 2 into 3 into 4 is equal to 24. So we can say 2 divides 24, 3 divides 24, 4 divides 24. That means when we divide 24 by any one of these factors, the remainder will be 0. So here 2 into b square equal to a square. So we can say 2 divides a square. Therefore 2 divides a square. Then by the previous theorem, 2 is a prime number and a is a positive integer, co-primes. So if 2 divides a square, therefore 2 divides a. 2 divides a. Reason that theorem 1.3. So now we will write theorem 1.3. But in examination you need to write a statement of that theorem. 2 divides a. If 2 divides a, if 2 divides 20, then we can say 20 is equal to 2 into a number. 2 into a number C, because 20 is equal to 2 into 10. Similarly, if 2 divides 10, we can write a 10 is equal to 2 into a number, that is a 2 into 5, 10. So similarly, 2 divides a, therefore a is equal to 2 into a number, 2c, for some integer c. So we can write a is equal to 2c for some positive integer c. A is equal to 2c for some integer c. Then we can, a is equal to 2c, so we can take this equation, equation 1, and this is the statement 2, and here equation 1 implies a is equal to 2c, we can replace here 2b square is equal to a square, that is 2c whole square, that is 2b square is equal to 4c square, 2 square c square, 4c square, 2 and 4 cancelled, so b square is equal to 2c square, or we can write it 2c square is equal to b square, interchanging LHS and RHS. So 2 into c square equal to b square. So we can write therefore 2 divides b square. Here we have written 2b square equal to a square, therefore 2 divides a square. Same way 2c square equal to b square, therefore 2 divides b square. Again we can apply that theorem 1.3. So if 2 divides b square, then 2 divides b. So that is theorem 1.3. So this is the statement number 3. So here second statement 2 divides a, and the third statement 2 divides b. So from 2 and 3 implies 2 divides both a and b. So here 2 divides a and 2 divides b, that means 2 divides both a and b. That is 2 is a common factor of a and b. That is 2 is a common factor of a and b. But here it is given a and b are co-primes. That means no common factor other than 1. But here we got 2 is a common factor of a and b. So here these all steps are mathematically correct. There is no mistake. So but we have a contradiction. Here we started, it is a rational number and a and b are co-primes. That is a by b is a simplified form. If a by b is a simplified form, then they do not have any common factor other than 1. So a and b are co-primes. But here we got 2 is a common factor of a and b. So that is a contradiction. So these all steps are correct. So but we reached a contradiction. That means our assumption is wrong. Therefore our assumption is wrong. Assumption is wrong. Our assumption is root 2 is a rational number. Therefore root 2, our assumption is wrong. That means this statement is wrong. Root 2 is a rational number. That statement is wrong. Therefore the correct statement is root 2 is not a rational number. That is root 2 is an irrational number. Because here we have written root 2 is not a rational number. If a number is not rational, then it will be irrational, because real numbers are in two categories, rational or irrational. If it is not rational, then it will be irrational. So we got root 2 is an irrational number. So this is the proof of the statement root 2 is irrational. So once again I will explain. We need to prove root 2 is irrational. Assume that root 2 is rational. We are going to prove it is irrational, but we will assume that it is rational. Then, if it is rational number, we can write it into P by Q form, A by B form, where A and B are integers and B not equal to 0. So here root 2 is equal to A by B. Here A and B are integers and B not equal to 0. That is understood. But here this is simplified form. If it is simplified form, we can write where A and B are co-primes. But it is but A and B are integers and B not equal to 0. That statement we are not writing. But here no common factor. So A and B are co-primes. No common factor other than 1. Then cross multiply, root 2B is equal to A. Squaring 2B square equal to A square. So 2 divides 2 into B square equal to A square. Therefore we can say 2 divides A square. If 2 divides A square, by theorem 1.3, 2 divides A. If 2 divides A, then if 2 divides 10, then we can write 10 is equal to 2 into 5. Similarly, if 2 divides A, then we can write A is equal to 2 into a number. Here 2 into 5. Similarly, 2 into one number, C. Then equation 1, we can replace A by 2C, that is 2B square equal to 2C whole square. That is 2B square equal to 4C square. 2 and 4 cancelled, B square equal to 2C square. Now we are interchanging LHS and RHS. 2C square equal to B square. That is 2 divides B square. That is 2 divides B. 2 divides B square, so 2 divides B by theorem 1.3. Because if P divides A square, then P divides A. That is the theorem. So 2 divides B. Now we can consider statement 2 and 3. From 2 and 3, 2 divides A and 2 divides B. That is 2 divides both A and B. That is 2 is a common factor of A and B. But here it is 2 is a common factor of A and B. This contradicts the fact that A and B are co-primes. We will add that step also here. This contradicts the fact 2 is a common factor of A and B. This contradicts the fact that this contradicts the fact that A and B are co-primes. And that means they have only one common factor, that is 1. So this contradicts, but here we got 2 is a common factor of A and B. So this contradicts the fact that A and B are co-primes. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is root 2 is rational. That statement is wrong. Therefore, root 2 is not a rational number. Therefore, root 2 is irrational. So, root 2 is irrational. So, we got root 2 is irrational. Now, similarly, we can prove root 3 is irrational, root 7, root 5, etc. Suppose we want to prove root 3 irrational. Root 3 is irrational. Same steps we can follow. Assume that root 3 is rational. Assume that root 3 is rational. Then we can write a rational number can be written in P by Q form. Root 3 is equal to P by Q or A by B, where A and B are co-primes. No common factor other than 1. Cross multiply root 3B equal to A. Root 3B equal to A. Squaring root 3 square, that is 3. 3B square equal to A square. So we can write 3 divides A square. 3 divides A square. If 3 divides A square, then by theorem 1.3, 3 divides A. So if 3 divides A, then we can write A is equal to 3 into C. A is equal to 3C for some integer C. Then we can replace equation 1. A we can replace by 3C. So 2B square, here it is 3B square. 3B square is equal to A square, that is 3C whole square. That is 3B square. That is 3B square equal to 3 square, that is 9C square. Then 3 and 9 will be cancelled. So here we will get a 3. Then interchanging LHS and RHS, so 3c square equal to b square. So we can write 3 divides b square. If 3 divides b square by theorem 1.3, we can write 3 divides b. So from equation 2 and 3 divides a and 3 divides b. So 3 divides both a and b. That is 3 is a common factor of a and b. This contradicts the fact that a and b are co-primes because they have only one common factor. That is 1. So our assumption is wrong. Therefore, root 3 is not a rational number. Therefore, root 3 is irrational number. So here, now we proved root 3 is irrational. Similarly, root 5 is irrational, root 7 is irrational, root 11 is irrational. We need to change that 3 by 5 or 11 or 13, etc. So, rest of the questions are same, exactly same. Just replace 3 by that particular prime number, then we will get the result. So similarly, we will prove root 3 irrational, root 5 irrational, root 7 irrational, etc. Now we are going to do some questions from exercise 1.3. Question number 1. Prove that root 5 is irrational. Same, exactly same. We need to change 3 by 5. Then we will get. Second question we can do. Prove that 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. Prove that 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. Same way we can do. And here, when we get this question in exam, they will give, it may be given root 5. That question may be prove that 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational if root 5 is irrational. So that statement will be there if root 5 is irrational. So if it is given, if root 5 is irrational, then no need to show that root 5 is irrational because already we proved. And that depends on the marks of the question. If it is not mentioned, and if it is 4-mark question, then only we will prove root 5 is irrational. So right now, no need to prove root 5 is irrational. So we need to prove 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. Assume that 3 plus 2 root 5 is rational. We are going to prove it is irrational. Our assumption is this number is rational. Therefore, 3 plus 2 root 5 is equal to a by b, where a and b are integers and b not equal to 0. A and b are integers and b not equal to 0, or we can write a and b are co-primes. That's clear. Then, now we are going to do, we are going to write only root 5, irrational number left side, and rest of the numbers from left to right. So we are going to write a root 5 left side. We need to write only irrational part left side, and rational numbers we will take from left to right. So 3 is a rational number. First we will take 3 from left to right. So when we take 3 from left to right, left side we have 2 root 5 is equal to a by b minus 3. Plus 3 becomes minus 3. That is 2 root 5 is equal to, take LCM, a minus 3b upon b. A minus 3b upon b. Now we can take 2 from left to right. Root 5 is equal to a minus 3b upon, that 2 will go to the denominator, so it will be 2b. Root 5 is equal to a minus 3b upon 2b. So here, left side root 5, it is irrational number. Left side is irrational number. Right side, a is an integer, b is another integer. So a minus 3 into b. B is an integer, so 3 into b is another integer. So a minus 3b will be an integer. A is integer, 3 into b another integer, integer minus integer, again an integer. Divided by b is an integer, 2 into b another integer. So in numerator we have an integer, denominator also integer. So integer upon integer, p by q form. So that is a rational number, but LHS is irrational. So here we can write LHS is an irrational number, but RHS is a rational number. LHS is irrational number, RHS is rational number. An irrational number cannot be equal to a rational number. An irrational number cannot be equal to a rational number. Therefore, irrational and rational, one irrational number cannot be equal to rational number. Therefore, we can say that our assumption is wrong. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is this is a rational number. Therefore, 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. So, here we got 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational number. Our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is rational number. So, we got the answer. Now we will do question number third one. We have 3 parts. First part, prove that the following are irrational. Question number 3, first part, 1 upon root 2. Assume that 1 upon root 2 is a rational number. Therefore, 1 upon root 2 is equal to a by b, p by q form, where a and b are integers and b not equal to 0. Now we have to write only irrational part left side and rational numbers right side. So we can easily write irrational number left side taking reciprocals. Here that is easy, taking reciprocals. So reciprocal of LHS, root 2. Reciprocal of RHS, b by a. So here irrational number, rational number. Irrational number cannot be equal to rational number. So LHS is an irrational number. But RHS is a rational number. An irrational number cannot be equal to, cannot be a rational number. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. Therefore, root 2 is irrational. Our assumption is root 2 is rational. So that assumption is wrong. Therefore, root 2 is irrational number. Then we can do second part, 7 root 5. Second part, 7 root 5. Same, assume that 7 root 5 is a rational number. Therefore, 7 root 5 is equal to a by b, where a and b are integers and b not equal to 0. Then here we will take 7 from left to right. So root 5 is equal to a, 7 will go to the denominator, a upon 7b. Here LHS is an irrational number, but RHS, 7 into b is an integer, integer upon integer, p by q form. So this is a rational number, but RHS is rational number. An irrational number cannot be equal to rational number. Our assumption is wrong. Therefore, 7 root 5 is an irrational number. The next one, 6 plus root 2. Exactly same method, 6 plus root 2. Assume that 6 plus root 2 is a rational number. Therefore, 6 plus root 2 is equal to a by b. From here, we can write a root 2 equal to 6. We can take from left to right. So we will get a by b minus 6. That is a minus, take LCM, 6b upon b. That is root 2. And here LHS is an irrational number. RHS is a rational number. An irrational number cannot be equal to a rational number. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. Therefore, this number 6 plus root 2 is irrational. Similarly, we can do this type of questions. Then one more question we will do. Prove that root 2 plus root 3 is irrational. Root 2 plus root 3 is irrational. So here we have two irrational numbers. So same method, assume that root 2 plus root 3 is rational. Therefore, root 2 plus root 3 is equal to a by b. So here, both the numbers are irrational numbers. We cannot take an irrational number from left to right. So when we take irrational number from left to right, left side and right side we will get an irrational number. Here in this question, we need to get an irrational number in one side and a rational number in another side. So here we can take the square of LHS and RHS, squaring both the sides. That is root 2 plus root 3 whole square equal to a square upon b square. Then we will get a rational number one side and the irrational number in other side. Now we can use a plus b whole square identity. Root 2 square, that is 2, plus root 3 square, that is 3, plus 2 into, this is actually a square plus b square plus 2ab. Root 2 square plus root 3 square plus 2 into root 3 equal to a square upon b square. That is 2 plus 3 plus 2 into root 6 equal to a square upon b square. 2 plus 3, that is 5. 5 plus 2 root 6 equal to a square upon b square. Now we can take 5 from left to right. That is 2 root 6 is equal to a square upon b square minus 5. That is, take LCM, a square minus 5b square upon b square, that is 2 into root 6. Now we can take 2 from left to right. That is root 6 is equal to a square minus 5b square upon, the 2 will go to the denominator, 2b square. So here LHS is an irrational number, but RHS is a rational number because a is an integer, so a square is an integer. B is an integer, so b square is an integer. 5 into b square, another integer. Integer minus integer, again an integer, so numerator is an integer. Then b is an integer, b square is an integer, integer into 2 is an integer, so integer divided by integer is again integer upon integer is a rational number. So LHS is irrational but RHS is rational. So an irrational number cannot be equal to a rational number. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. So root 2 plus root 3 is irrational. That assumption is wrong. Therefore, root 2 plus root 3 is rational. Root 2 plus root 3 is rational. That is our assumption. Therefore, we can write a root 2 plus root 3 is irrational. So we got root 2 plus root 3 is irrational. Similarly, we can do these questions. And here, prove that root 2, root 5, root 7, etc. are irrational. That type of questions are very, very important. We have one more exercise that we will do in next video.